Hey guys, what's going on? If you watched the last video, you saw the video of the Mandalorian helmet I made. So progressing through the entire build, I'm going to work on these Sabine Wren Gauntlets from Season 3 of Rebels. I went with these because I like the way they look. That's pretty much the personal preference I have for them. As you can see, I did get them from cgtrader.com. It was $10 for the files. The great thing about these files is they've already made them in 3 different sizes. You can get them in small, medium, large. Obviously, if you use the large ones, I had to use the large ones, but I also had to scale them up a little bit. Not drastically a whole lot, but just a little, after I printed a test piece. So here they are in Kira. The best way I found out was printing the attachments for the gauntlets, everything laying down. I tried to print one piece standing up, especially for the rockets. It didn't turn out very well. It probably depends on the printer you have. So it took about 7 hours to print the underside of the gauntlet, and took about 14 hours for the top side just because of all the supports, and then all the attachments maybe an hour a piece. Cool thing about these is, if you see right here, it has a hinge and a clamp. So the comments say use a bicycle spoke to keep them in, but that's pretty good that you're able to pull them off, put them on relatively easy. So we'll get these printed out, see how they turn out overall, and then go on through painting, weathering, and getting it to look like the helmet. Alright guys, so we got all the pieces printed. So for these little attachments, let's see if you can see it. I printed this one with a raft facing this way. So when I pulled the raft off, there is a little bit of damage to the print. Once I sand it, it should turn out pretty good. So same thing with the rockets. I printed them laying down on the printer, make them a little sturdier and stronger by standing up. Got the little, what's supposed to be kind of the lights. I'll probably paint that a blue with some red. But here's the tops of the gauntlets. I think they turned out really well. No issues with them. You can see the hinges just lines up like that, and it clips together. Once it's clipped together, you have the opening right here for the bicycle spoke, or really whatever you're going to use. Now the thing is, once that spoke is in there, it doesn't really hinge kind of like a door does, but when you pull the pin out, you lift this side and it allows you to break the gauntlet in two so that you can easily fit it over your flight suit without any issues. These ones are big enough to where I can kind of, slide my hand in. Once I get the flight suit fitted, we'll see if I need to maybe add some foam or padding to the inside of the gauntlet to keep it steady, but my hand does slide in and out without it clamped. And this is the other one. Fits together, same thing, hand slides through, no issues. Probably have to put foam on the inside. The issue I had was, if you look at it straight on, it's kind of an oval in the front, which, yes, your wrist is an oval shape. The problem I had was when it fit my wrist, it did not fit my actual forearm. So I guess my forearms were a little bigger than what was ever used when they sized these for the large. So when I scaled these up, I scaled it up to from 100% to 107. is what I scaled it up to. So 107, and they fit me just fine. And what I did to scale them was, the only thing I printed was the bottom piece. Once I got it printed, I printed just a little bit, so I sliced it in Kira, so just a little bit was showing. And the same thing with the back, so I could put those pieces on my arm to see how it would fit. So now that we got them printed, the only thing left to do is give them a good sanding, maybe filler in certain areas, get all the attachments painted, get the gauntlets themselves painted, and then I will start working on the weathering and painting. For the weathering and painting, I'll do the same thing I did for my helmet. I'll give them a good primer base coat, a coat of silver, and then using the toothpaste method, I'll put toothpaste on the gauntlets to kind of get the the wear and the aging in certain areas, maybe damage them up a little bit, and keep that khaki and yellow theme that I'm going to go with for my entire build. So we'll get these sanded and painted and see how they turn out. All right, so got the gauntlets primered, got it coated a few times with the primer, even painted the little pieces that'll get painted with acrylic just to kind of smooth them out. Once this primer is set, so I'll hit it with the silver, let the silver set for a while, and then start working on the aging. So far looks pretty good. All right, base coats of silver are down. I'll probably do another coat of silver. Once that is done, I'll take the toothpaste and start working on the aging, and we will see how they turn out overall. All right, so we got the tan on there. Excuse the shadow, a little sunny out. So we got the tan on there. We'll let that dry, and then we'll take where the toothpaste is. We'll wipe that off with a little wet rag, and then we'll continue the weathering process. So far, so good. Alright, so we got the toothpaste cleaned off, wiped off. So this is what we're left with. Took a little light sanding paper, kind of brushed up the silver, make it look a little more damaged. The only thing left to do now is to get the acrylic paint, a little bit of water, and age it to the texture and color that my helmet is. Once that's done, we just need to attach the rockets to them, and the little LED light panel, which is just painted. So once we get it aged, we'll get everything attached to it, get some clear coat on it, and these will pretty much be done. I think they turned out pretty good. Alright guys, here we go. So we got the gauntlets pretty much finished. I used a little red acrylic paint to dirty them up a little bit, get in some of the cracks and crevices. The only thing that's not done on this gauntlet is it is missing the rockets at the moment. I will eventually paint those and get them on here, but overall these gauntlets turned out really well. So I will provide the link to where I got these. Like I said, these are the Sabine Wren gauntlets from the animated series. It took about a week for me to get them finished, just due to weather and having to wait and paint, but pretty pleased with how these came out, they should match the helmet pretty good. The next big project is going to be tackling the armor. I do have to wait on my flak vest before I start messing with the armor to make sure it fits good. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for future videos of the build.